Okay, this might really surprise you. I'm going to be teaching you about your brain and your nervous system and why sometimes you feel out of control. So, today we're going to talk about why saying no feels so hard. We've got things like we need to be polite. People offer you something. My grandma made this, or food equals love, or people pleasing, or getting that external validation. You learn that eating equal being good, grateful, and lovable. Okay. What we want to do is we want to reframe that to when food equals love, fullness feels like rejection. People pleasing around food isn't weakness, it's training. I want to teach you a couple of things about this that's going to be really helpful. I have chosen not to drink alcohol or smoke or do drugs. I made that choice a long time ago for religious reasons. It's always interesting to me when I'm talking to clients and they'll say, they made that for me. If someone made wine and offered me wine, and if I said no, would that be rude? They could judge me. They sure did when I was a teenager. This is where we start questioning and using the CEO brain, the higher brain of saying, like, is that even real? Now, we're going to go one step back to the very beginning. As humans, we are actually wired to belong to the tribe. Essentially, back in the caveman days, or even when my ancestors came across America and settled in Canada, they were like some of the first founders in the early 1900s when Canada, Alberta wasn't even an official province. They came, they tilled the earth. If you were too different or too strange, you were exiled. What would happen if one of your kids got sick? If the crops weren't good, or if there was like a dangerous animal on the prowl, like you would be, it's like death, right? If you were back in the tundra, if you were not protected by the tribe and they kicked you out, you would be frozen. It really is in our DNA that in order for us to survive, we have to get along with the people around us, which sometimes mean we have to do people pleasing. So people pleasing, perfectionism, and procrastination, those three strategies were strategies we used as little girls to survive in our family dynamic. And if our mothers said that people who were fat were lazy and had negative words to say about them, then we are now going to feel very scared if we are considered fat, because then we are worried that other people are going to judge us. When we think about weight loss and how do we set ourselves up for success in 2026, one of the things that I want to make very clear about what I do is I want to help you lose weight, not because we're all going to be supermodels, or, I mean, if you want to be a supermodel, fill your boots, right? That's no problem. But essentially, we cannot fight science. So if I strapped 80 pounds on my back or 50 pounds, and I was walking around with these extra 50 pounds all the time, that puts wear and tear on my hips, my knees, my ankles, my joints. It also puts stress on my heart. If I have actual fat that is like visceral fat, like in my stomach and around my organs, that's actually going to impact my health. That will contribute to a heart attack or cancer. So there are repercussions of our health choices. I really like to go around this lake that I live by, and I lost my ear pod. I took my sweater off and it just went flying. I was looking and looking for it, and then my husband said he'd come and help me look for it. I'd gone 4 kilometers, ran back 3 kilometers, and then we went back the other 3 kilometers, and then I had done like a kilometer and then came back. That's 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9 to go back to him, and then 9, 10, 11, 12 to go back to the spot where I lost the AirPod. And then there was 2 more kilometers. I was doing all this on a Saturday morning, and I thought, I remember the days when I could barely walk. I had bursitis, I had all these issues. I was running and I thought to myself, this is true freedom. And it's not that I want to be the supermodel or I want to, show everyone my abs and I have to have the six pack or whatever. It's not about that. It's about having the quality of life that I want to have. And then later that day, I went to an event and this woman had a little 18-month, well, he wasn't little, he was a chunky 18-month-old. And I said, I'll just take him for a little bit, give you a break. And I could keep up. I could hold him and do all the things because I was strong enough. We're talking about quality of life, but you have to learn what is required for permanent weight loss. I have the trainings on January 6th about creating new habits, going with brain science, calming our nervous system, and being able to rewire old programs. January 8th is on the 5 pillars that makes weight loss inevitable. And then I have this incredible 30-day start of these 5 pillars that you get daily videos plus office hours with me. I've never offered it this price before. It's insane. And the early bird pricing is just so incredible. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that. If you have any questions, you can always email my team. We're here to help you. I have a next class coming about willpower and why it's never been the answer. And I'm going to show you some things that will probably surprise you.